Ah, welcome back to Streamer Thoughts. We did it. Well, no, we have did it, really. We've made it to half a year. So, kind of an important milestone for what I'm doing, although at this point in time, nothing's going on. That doesn't mean that it shouldn't be celebrated or shouldn't be not noted. So, yeah, we'll talk a little bit about it, what it means, how I've been doing. So, it might be a bit of a long one this time around, but, well, it's a special occasion. So, let's get started. Alright, that a touch. So, it's been half a month of stuff. Half a month's worth of stuff. Of consistent, well, production. Well, through and through. I committed myself to doing a consistent Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday schedule at noon and 8 p.m. And I've even kind of increased that in the form of streaming. I've been doing a lot of that as well. So, I mean, as I said from the very beginning, I've wanted to demonstrate, a assortment of skills that I had. And so, definitely for doing this, for committing to this for entire half a year, should be fairly sufficient proof that I'm consistent, that I'm task oriented, that I get things done. Everything has been consistent, save 2 days with, what am I trying to say here? 2 days with reasons behind them. Looking at the rest of the schedule, I've already prepared for, the entirety of August, pretty much. With the exception of live things. So all in all, I hope this shows that I'm well organized, well maintained, well oiled machine, and I am committed to what I do. Because, this is kind of one of the many reasons I've launched this project. Launch this project sounds a bit too formal, but I mean, there was some fun I've had along the way. And I guess everything I am doing in this, I called this phase 2, chapter 2, something like that, has been for fun. Well, doing it for fun as well. I've kind of shifted gears into creating this creative, not quite creative portfolio, but it's more than a creative portfolio, into doing something I like, which is games, so that I could better express myself, talk freely, maybe share with others, find other people, which is kind of what I've mentioned before on my, list of things that I want this channel to be, and so far I'm glad to say I'm still following suit, still doing what I want, and still, keeping on with this and enjoying it. It's been fun trying to, learning new things. I think I've gotten the hang of editing. All that's really left to do is getting better at it, which, is a big thing that's left to do, depending on skill levels and whatnot. But now I hopefully have decent proof that I can do this. I can learn new skills. I can show off who I am. And, I hope that shows for somebody. Somebody that's, important. Whoever that may be. I guess segue over, I could talk about that. I've mentioned before that this channel is a time capsule of sorts, where nothing really impactful is gonna happen right off the bat. which I guess, well, is kind of the thing for many creative, well, just anything really, where things take time before they fully take effect. This channel is no exception. I want to use this as a creative portfolio and whatnot, but really, it's gonna take some time for it to actually go into effect. It's gonna take some time for me to learn and get better, as well as build the portfolio a bit more if I really wanted to. I'll touch on that later. So in a way, it's interesting. I've said that producing this channel and the videos in it were satisfying and fun for me to do. But there are some things where I didn't know how much I wanted to invest in it, because there's a very grand chance, because it's a long-term thing, that it wouldn't mean anything. That I could put in all the effort I can and it wouldn't have any value to anyone. They'll just be left behind. It's kind of an unfortunate part of this project, and one I haven't really fully I acknowledge but haven't really fully accepted the thought. And so what happens then? What happens to, I've talked about this before, but say my creative projects. I mean, well, how much effort do I put into making them? How much do I want to put out there for to only be potentially seen? And really the answer to the question is I don't know, and there's no way to know. And so, despite this being a fun project, this all may very well amount to nothing. And at this point in time, I'm not sure if I'm okay with that. At least in terms of videos. I put in a lot of time with what I do, but really, I mean, my creativity wouldn't have changed, or isn't gonna change, whether or not I upload videos on it or not. All it is physical proof, which is good and all, but if it's not needed, then what's the need? But to turn it around, even so, doing creative things, doing creative things, doing new things is fun to do, and in the world that is real life, there isn't really a chance to do it. So I would, despite the lack of creative things or different content that's on the channel, I still want to do something for it. And I hope that it means something to someone. Maybe it will just be for me, but hopefully it'll get picked up. Hopefully I could learn something, or I'll show something new. Not really new, but show something different. Show something that's me. Hopefully put it out there just so its presence could be acknowledged. It sounds like I'm looking for verification or something, but I mean, it's a good sign of proof, but also something I'd wanna enjoy doing. Which is why these things, don't show up as often as they do. It's hard to put in my full effort behind, something that might mean nothing. I've had a lot of, in relation to that. Video making, I've said I'm happy, and I truly am, but there is always that side of me that is kind of unhealthy, I guess, when it comes to the fact that nowadays, or at least at around this point, this project of having this creative portfolio, or portfolio sorts, didn't really lead anywhere. This, and I don't know, it kind of upsets me a little, disrupts me, where you put in your best efforts and yet it isn't acknowledged. So, I've already mentioned this before, I foresaw this, that making YouTube videos can lead to, well, having just poor mental health, or poorer mental health. And, well, I mean, wanting someone to notice you, or someone's, is definitely a factor that lies beneath that. I mean, for just the average content creator, the struggles of, quote, not having enough views, not being popular, things like that. Or not being noticed. And not being noticed, while I don't really care too much about popularity, it's kind of a bit of that want. Well, I want to. Did I use that word correctly? W-O-N-T? Not sure. I'll double check that later. It's that thing where, you know, I want someone to see something there, at the very least. Or at least acknowledge that there is something there rather than leave it out there empty and abandoned. Which, well, kind of led to the decrease of kind of the things I did. All the things I did kind of in the first half, as opposed to just closing off, well, chapter 1 of the project. Oh, good start, me. I haven't looked at my notes quite yet, see if I missed any points. Yeah. Okay then. So, I guess that's a lot about the past, and a bit of the present, of what I want to do, of what I'm gonna do now. I mean, right now, right now, currently, we're in the middle of my longest project, and I definitely want this to be a long project to show some form of consistent effort, dedication, once again. So, Hollow Knight is kind of the game I've been playing, 20-minute episodes each, approximately, just to make them short, sweet, and simple, and so it's easily bingeable. Although, looking at the length, I now realize the downside of having, well, what I estimate to be a total of somewhere between 70 to 90 episodes total. I have up to 48 edited and scheduled, and that'll last until September, the start of September. Unless I change things around, I might make them 3 a day. But, yeah, alongside that, I guess I've mentioned this before, but I've been doing streaming as well. And so every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m., I do an hour and a half live stream, which once again, shortness to kind of make it easier to view back in the future. Makes it easier to replay or find moments. And a lot easier for me to edit as well, or easier to look at. So there isn't isn't just miles of footage. So I guess in terms of streaming, I could talk about that. That has been plenty of fun. I mean, just an hour and a half, 2 times a week. It's kind of almost that perfect spot. Uh, I mean, I do hope to stream more once things get a bit more in order on my end. Well, life's end, really, but streaming is a fun thing to do. It's something I love to do. And it helps that I have, well, a bit of an audience to interact with. It's hard to be an air quotes entertainer. I use that word very loosely. Without, well, a solid audience. Or an engaging audience. And so I'm thankful for that. And that, I'm able to come a bit more to life compared to, say, making a video. Guess a little talk on that. Definitely prefer live stream over video making. I do prefer the interaction, and it definitely reminds me of just days of my performances where I'm used to interacting with a live audience. And, well, yeah, live streaming definitely helps. I know kind of the unease of jumping into videos is that you're creating a video in advance with potentially no one to observe it, and no one is observing it live, so there is some appeal for those who like that, but for me, I think the live streaming medium is definitely more my style. But yes, that's been fun, doing the video series on Tuesdays and doing one-offs every Thursday. So just playing a fair assortment of games just to show proof of diversity and well, consistency. Which, well, I've gone to show both. Then I don't believe I missed a stream. No, I haven't missed a stream yet. I'm glad I haven't missed those. Huh. So, I believe that's everything I wanted to talk about in the present. See, I guess, yeah, I could talk about this. Yeah, I guess part 2 of this saga is gonna be a long one because it's me, rather than focusing on creating a creative portfolio, it's now me establishing myself, trying to create a basis of, I loosely say the word entertainment again, but I guess it's because entertainment can come in many forms. I mean, I guess the big wish for me is to actually create a safe space, or create a place where people could just hang out, escape from the world, make new friends maybe. And I know I don't really want to do it for the sake of, say, numbers or whatnot, or popularity, but it's kind of a wish for me to make sure my audience is catered. No. Make sure, I guess, the people that do come in, when they do, know that they have a place to stay, however long or short that may be. And so I want to account for that and accommodate for that. So my job now, or well, what I want it to be, is to be that safe space. And well, I hope it comes true. And so a lot of what I'm doing, I guess, going over, is just general gaming, casual gaming, I guess, be a way to put it. It's just a nice talk over a game, talking about what it is, what it presents, things like that. And so, yeah, just nothing too wild or exciting, but like other personalities. I've mentioned this before, but yeah, a bit more of a calmer. I don't want to say professional. Professional sounds too boring, dull, adult. Anyways, I think you get the picture. Huh. So I guess, that being said, what happens to the future? I did say at some point at the very start that I said that this project of mine would probably last for a year. Or I'd expect it to last about a year max. And while it hasn't come to that point, well, I guess the question is, where do my intentions lie? And well, I'll be honest, I think I might stay. If everything goes according to plan. Or if everything doesn't go according to plan, actually. Which would actually be according to plan. So I'll say if everything goes... Wait, no. Oh, no, if everything goes according to a plan... Well... I really hope I keep doing this. There's always a potential audience who needs someone. And so if that someone may be me, I hope that I can be there. So at least, I'll stream. And do something about it. Playing games and talking about it with other people is always fun. Enjoyable. And, well, I mean, it honestly, it feels good for my mental health. I haven't really played a game and discussed it with someone in quite a while. And I don't expect me playing games and talking to people in my spare time is gonna happen as frequently anymore, just because of growth and whatnot. It's good to have streams as a nice fallback. So in a way, it's helping me get better as well. And so yeah, I don't foresee this ending in a year, although I will say things may change. Perhaps the creative portfolio tidbit might just be buried, and this will be all gaming focused. I could see that as well. Although, well, I also wouldn't mind just sprinkling a little bit of just, well, doing projects more for fun, or creative projects and whatnot more for fun, or doing it on things that I haven't tried before, perhaps. Bit vague, but... And really, it's because I really don't know what'll happen. There are too many routes, too many ways this could go, but... Well, life comes at you fast. So yeah, I do expect it to go over a year, shattering past me's expectations. But anything might happen, and you never know when I might get bored, or just sick of doing this, or whatnot. And I guess on that note, a little side note, little tidbit I forgot, as we're wrapping up here, stream of thoughts. It's kind of the thing I currently dislike the most about the channel. Which isn't saying much because all everything else has just been streaming and uploading streams, so not saying much. As someone who doesn't really like to talk and getting their thoughts out there, definitely feels weird. Not sure if they'll be called introverted. The word is it's been twisted so much by, well, just society. I want to be cautious when using that word, but I prefer my thoughts internal. And so stream of thoughts has been an interesting experiment for me. And so personally, I do want to say that I want to reduce the amount of stream of thoughts done. But, well, work focused me on stream of thoughts to keep going so I could practice these skills and whatnot. Actually, on that note, talking about the past, talking about skills, a lot of things I do there, still doing now. Yeah, pretty much. Logic puzzles, still do to exercise my mind. Still great. I believe, well, I mean, I'm always practicing my French and still learning more Japanese. That's been fun. Well, been a fun mental exercise. Definitely helps, well, knowing kanji definitely helps the memorization aspect of the brain. So that's always been fun. Also just phonetics in general. Psychology is fun. Well, brain working is fun, I should say. Yeah. And I've pretty much been doing it daily. As well, because it's exercise and I'm consistent with it. Okay. I think I've said everything. Yeah, so really, in the future, near future, maybe I've got some ideas for some potential new creative projects I could put up here. I might do them, might not, depends on how things go, but yeah. I don't know, I'm happy I made it this far. It's a very odd detour for my life to go. Well, I don't know. Life can do some strange things to you, and YouTube was a weird one. Especially for me, who really didn't expect to come here. But, yeah, I enjoy my time here. Been a blast. A great way to relieve stress. Or just have a change in pace. Get my life in a schedule so that I'm committed. Definitely helps with mental health, committing to, well, just commitment. Well, commitment to the schedule and routine. So it's definitely helpful there. And well, the stuff I do is fun. And I want to keep it that way, because otherwise, well, you know, the first person you gotta entertain is yourself. Otherwise, well, well, you're doing something wrong. So yeah. Guess that has been this stream of thoughts, number 25, because I skipped one stream of thoughts. Should have been 26, and I believe it's 26 weeks in a month. Yeah, 26 weeks in a year, not month. But yeah. Perhaps this won't be seen in a very long time, or won't be seen at all. But know that while things are still low, things are still underground, I love what I'm doing. And I'm doing my best to do what I can do. I'm doing my best at doing my best at doing my best at what I can do. Which at this point is just playing games, being creative, enjoying myself. Because really, enjoying yourself can be a hard thing to do. I mentioned enjoying yourself about 5 times in the past 2 minutes. No, maybe more minutes. Now you just take it all in. And yeah. Guess with that, I've said everything I wanted to say. This has been the stream. These have been my thoughts. I guess that makes that, well, stream of thoughts, doesn't it? Oh well. Till next time.